I never really done this before, but hi guys. Well, I guess I should start off by introducing myself. Um, my name is Shamir, and a couple of things I would like people to know is one, I'm a big fan of women's professional wrestling, and two, I'm also a fan of anime. And one anime that I've been a huge fan of for pretty much my whole life up to this point has been Dragon Ball Z. And just a year ago, they released this show called Dragon Ball Super. Now, in the beginning, I had thought about doing like episode reviews about it and stuff, but I didn't think that a lot of people would care enough about my videos to watch them or care about my opinion or anything. Plus, so many other people are doing it, so I didn't think people would even notice. But recently in the show, they've been doing this Future Trunks / Goku Black arc, and it's actually been really good so far, especially in the last couple of weeks. And the episode that just happened, like this week, episode 57, I believe, was so good, in fact, that I actually felt the need and urge to come on camera and actually give my thoughts on it. So I guess technically, this would actually be my very first Dragon Ball Super review. Okay, this episode was, oh my gosh, the action was like crazy. It was so much high octane movements, and the choreography was incredible. I mean, it really reminded me of some good old-fashioned Dragon Ball Z type of, fighting sequences. I think what really helps make it look even better is the setting, because Dragon Ball Z fights, for some reason, look really cool when they're done in, like, the city. Well, anyway, the episode starts off with Zamasu, the apprentice Supreme Kai from Universe 10. Zamasu descending from the heavens, and it's confirmed that Zamasu and Goku Black are actually, in fact, teammates. Not that Goku Black and Zamasu are one same person. So that was a pretty correlation, because personally, I had thought that maybe Zamasu from Trunks' timeline possessed Goku's dead body or something. I mean, there's the possibility that he could have went to that timeline and maybe took the body and did something to it, but as of right now, Zamasu and Goku Black are two, separate characters who happen to be in cahoots with each other. So anyway, he comes down, Goku and Trunks are shocked, Vegeta's on the ground with a stab wound through his body. Surprise. And, Zamasu goes onto this spiel about how mortals shouldn't have, like, godlike powers and whatever. Because, Zamasu is, like, this very, like, warped, self-righteous character. And in his mind, what he's doing is good and just, but actually it's not, and he's kind of crazy. So, Goku lunges at Zamasu. Zamasu blocks his attack with his energy blade thing. And one thing that's interesting is that Goku is in Super Saiyan Blue. And the last time Goku and Zamasu fought, well, Goku clearly was stronger than him because he beat him pretty easily in that sparring fight. But we fast forward to this episode, and Zamasu was actually pressuring Goku and putting him against the wall a little bit. So it's like, where did Zamasu get this huge power up from? Like, one thing I noticed is that Zamasu in this episode is wearing like a green Batari. Because the Zamasu from the present timeline, he doesn't currently have the green Batari. He wears his, I guess, orange trainee Bataris. But I'll go into that a little bit later. But so they're fighting, and it's a really cool sequence of them going back and forth. And then Goku Black comes in, and they start double teaming Goku. And Goku Black goes to try and cut down Goku with his energy blade, and then Trunks comes in with his sword and blocks it, and then pushes back Goku Black. Now, this is another interesting thing about this fight. It was really, really interesting how Trunks was able to basically fight off Goku Black in Zamasu's episode, because I guess if you go by power scaling, Trunks shouldn't be able to do any of that sort of stuff, but I don't know. I guess at this point, the characters are so powerful, and, you know, there's more to a fight than just energy and crap, so I guess we'll just go with it. Besides, it just looks cool. So, basically, this huge tag team fight starts with, like, Goku and Trunks versus Black and Zamasu, and there's like some really, really good, like, back and forth. Well, not back and forth, because Zamasu and Black have the advantage most of the time. There's like some really good animation and choreography of the fighting, and, you know, Goku is going for a Black was about to hit Goku with a Silent Blade, and then Goku dodged it with his instant transmission. And then Goku's gonna go for a kick, but then Black revealed that he also knew instant transmission, and then appeared behind Goku, blasted him, and put him down. And it's like, last episode, Goku Black took Vegeta by surprise and stabbed him in the chest with his blade, and then in this episode, Goku Black is pretty much overwhelming Goku. So it's like, the fact that Goku Black was able to improve that much like that is kind of scary. And it makes me really wonder how they're going to actually beat him. And since it seems like Goku Black seems to know all of Goku's abilities, I'm curious as to whether Goku Black possibly knows maybe a Super Saiyan Rose Kaioken ability too, maybe? Because if he knows all of Goku's abilities, he should be able to do that, or something like that as well, so really, it's not looking good for Goku, because Black is pretty much him, except the evil, more powerful version. So, meanwhile, Trunks is trying to fight off Zamasu, and Trunks gets a stab onto Zamasu's sword, but it doesn't affect him. And Zamasu reveals that he's immortal, and then Trunks goes in for a final flash. That was pretty cool. But Zamasu is completely unfazed and no-sells it, for wrestling fans who know what that means. And, you know, like, I was really, like, impressed how valiant Trunks was in the episode. Like, even though he's completely outclassed, I liked how he went in there and really went for it. So, you know, the fight continues. Goku and Trunks are pretty much overwhelmed by Black and Zamasu, and then Black goes for his Black Kamehameha Wave, and then Zamasu appears behind Goku and Trunks and grabs them to keep them from moving, and he hits them, and since Zamasu is immortal, it doesn't hurt him. So Zamasu and Black then start to charge up this double, like, death ball thing, and then Vegeta saves them at the last minute by shooting a final flash at the energy beam, destroying it, and using what little energy he had left to basically save his son and Goku. So that was pretty dope. And meanwhile, Mai and the Resistance Force, they throw in some smoke bombs, and that distracts Goku Black and Zamasu temporarily, long enough for Yajirobe to get Goku and Trunks away, and for Maya to take Vegeta away on her motorcycle. So they're hiding somewhere in the middle of the city, and then they get the time machine out, and Trunks, Goku, and Vegeta are about to be president, but Mai doesn't go with them. She stays. And basically they have to go back to the present because they honestly were taken completely off guard because, one, they weren't expecting Goku Black to be that powerful, and two, they certainly weren't expecting Zamasu to be there. But even though they were taken off guard, they were still basically overpowered too. And since Zamasu is immortal, I guess, and since Black seems to have this crazy ability to adapt to everything, it really makes you wonder how they're going to beat them. So I'm really, really anxious to see how that, resolves eventually. So, meanwhile, a little comedy here, but not really. Gowasu is back at his, Sekiro of the Kais in Universe 10 watching the, the Universe 6 versus Universe 7 tournament on his God-tube. And, Zamasu comes in. This is present-day Zamasu. And, he's watching. Then he notices that Goku has the God Key with the Super Saiyan Blue, and he gets upset about it. And then the TV screen shows the Super Dragon Balls, and then Zamasu becomes very interested about what the Super Dragon Balls are. So he asks Gowasu, and it's funny because Gowasu pretty much just tells him all of this about how Super Dragon Balls basically grant any wish and everything. And it's like, you're a wise Kai, I would assume, Gowasu. So interesting that you would tell your pupil, who seems to be showing signs of turning heel, another wrestling term, you're basically telling this guy who has potential to be a really bad guy, or is beginning to show signs of it, about something that could really, something he could use to really cause a lot of trouble. Well, maybe he wasn't seeing it that way, but I guess from the viewer's point of view, it seems kind of silly that he would tell him all that, given what we, as the viewers, see, Zamasu as and what he's becoming. But whatever. Basically, the episode ends with Zamasu going to Zuno's planet and forcing him to tell him everything about the Super Dragon Balls. So, yeah. Again, a really, really fun episode, and towards the end, it really set up something even more interesting, because now, next week, on episode 58, I believe, Zamasu, I guess, gathers the Super Dragon Balls, and he, I guess, wishes for immortality or something. Although it's weird because wouldn't this Zamasu be... No, maybe there's, there's two Zamasus, I guess, now. So there's already the immortal one from Trunks' timeline. I guess there's going to be a second immortal one in the present timeline. And on top of that, we still have Goku Black, who's another big problem. So, we have all these renegade, god-tier characters. I'm going to speculate and make a prediction that Beerus is going to have a big fight soon with probably Zamasu or Goku Black, or them both. Because they've been foreshadowing Beerus doing something and having a big fight for a while now. I remember in that previous episode when Zamasu sparred with Goku mentioned to Beerus about how Zamasu was very talented and he has potential to be as strong as Beerus one day. But Beerus sort of brushed the comment off and just said, well, Zamasu and Goku aren't at his level because Beerus is an entirely different, level of power. But I've watched anime and TV shows long enough to know that when they throw things like that out there, that's usually a sign of foreshadowing. So, yes, Zamasu probably will end up becoming a very big threat, and he'll probably have some fight with Beerus or whatever, or Goku Black does, or basically Beerus is going to get involved directly soon. So that's what I feel is going to happen, and it's going to be pretty badass. So yeah, that was pretty much my first Dragon Ball Super review. I'm not sure if I did well or not, but I guess for anyone who's interested, you can leave your comments about how I did and what you thought of the episode and predictions you have going forward. And maybe if I get some good feedback or whatever, maybe I'll make this a regular thing. And like I said at the beginning, I'm not just a fan of Dragon Ball Super, I'm also a fan of women's pro wrestling. So maybe when there's a really big Divas match, not Divas match, they're not called Divas anymore. Maybe when there's a big women's match, because in a couple weeks on 9/11, WWE has their Backlash pay-per-view, and I'm excited for that because they're going to have this inaugural six-pack challenge for the first ever SmackDown Women's Champion. So personally, I kind of hope Naomi wins, but it'll probably be Nikki Bella, but whatever. Well, that's kind of going off topic, but this video was mainly about me introducing myself and basically giving you my thoughts about the episode that happened this week. So yeah. Okay, guys. Later.